Hey, welcome back to World Entertainment. And the crap is truly hitting the fan for Disney, as a new rumor is saying Bob Iger is considering selling streaming services and other assets. May even try to sell the entire Disney company. Yes, that's right. Now, this article it's popping up everywhere, but this one is at WDW News Today. And wait till you hear this. This really shows what kind of trouble this company is in. Because as we know, the streaming services is a disaster for them. The movies have been a disaster for them. And the parks are now turning into a disaster for them as people are not coming. Just look at the Galactic Star Cruiser, $1 billion project, and it was scrapped less than a year of being open. So here we go. Let's check this article out. So the Walt Disney Company CEO Bob Iger is looking to sell some of the company's TV and streaming assets, and may even be considering selling the entire company. Bloomberg reported on the potential sales, referencing Iger's now infamous what's this? Squawk box? Okay, interview. The interview, conducted by David Faber, was held at a media conference in Sun Valley, Idaho, and Iger's comments about the writers' and actors' strikes have gone viral, which is where he said they're just being unrealistic and having a hope, as he's earning $27 million a year. Woke and woke crime. When the rich eat the rich, huh? That's what that is. Fuck them all. That's what I say. But during the interview, he also agreed with Faber that ABC and its local stations may not be core to the Walt Disney Company. Faber speculated about a possible sale, and Iger said, "We have to be open-minded and objective about the future of those businesses." Bloomberg says, with the cable TV on the decline, Iger wants to sell most of Disney's TV assets, mainly ABC, Freeform, and FX. Disney's streaming service has been losing money and subscribers. Disney Plus lost 4 million subscribers last quarter. Streaming is expected to have hit a total loss of $800 million in the third quarter. According to Bloomberg, Iger wants to completely sell or restructure Disney's TV and streaming businesses in India. This is actually where Disney Plus has had the biggest losses. Disney Plus Hotstar, the region's version of Disney Plus, lost streaming rights to India Premier League cricket matches, leading to the service losing 3.8 million subscribers in quarter one and 4.6 million subscribers in quarter two. The interesting thing about them saying it that way, where they had it's lost 4 million subscribers, the 4.6 million was on top of the 3.8. It was 3.8 and it went up to 4.6. It was 3.8 and an additional 4.6 they lost. And yes, that's the main area they're losing, but they've lost over 300,000 in the US and Canada. So Iger does plan to hold on to Hulu. Now, there's an interesting thing we'll get back to about all this part, because this part is wrong in the way it says some things. So Iger does plan to hold on to Hulu, and Disney will launch a combined app for Hulu and Disney Plus later this year. The streaming service will still have their own separate apps, at least for now. Disney will more than likely have to buy Comcast's 33% stake in Hulu in 2024. Again, I'll get back to that. Wells Fargo analyst Stephen Cahill says selling Disney's TV networks could get them about $8 billion, which could help offset the cost of that last third. Potential buyers would be financial entities like private equity firms. Iger wants to hang on to ESPN, but is looking for a partner for the sports network. Potential partners include sports companies and Apple. Speaking of Apple, there have been rumours since Iger's return last November that he will sell all of Disney to the tech company. At this time, Iger called these rumours nothing more than speculation, but the sale seems to still be a possibility. Now let's go back to the Hulu part. It's not the case that he plans to hold on to Hulu and that they more than likely will buy Comcast out of the shares. They are obligated to buy the remaining 33% from Comcast. There's no if, buts, or ands about it. They can't turn around and go, oh no, we're not interested in that. They have to. When they bought Fox, they got stuck with a part in the contract that stated they had to buy Hulu. So it's not the case of, oh well, he's looking to hold on to it and stuff, and they might buy the remaining. No, they absolutely 100% have to, by law, purchase the remaining 33%. The interesting thing as well is with this analyst saying if they sell their networks, they'll get 8 billion. Well, get this, because Hulu, the sale for this, by the way, is the end of this year. That's when they are going to be forced into buying it. The minimum they can spend on it, the minimum, is $9 billion. That's right. So 8 billion would cover the cost for purchasing that remaining 33% stake, because the minimum that the price starts with that is 9 billion. The maximum is 27 billion. And Comcast, which is owned by Universal, are pushing for the higher end. So they don't want the 9 billion. They want closer to that 27 billion. And they are trying to say that the shares of Hulu have gone up. And funny enough, all of a sudden, out of nowhere, a new stat has come out that showed that Disney and Hulu were on the decline. Looks like Disney could be trying to fiddle with some numbers to try and get closer to that, paying 9 billion, which still wouldn't help them because they don't have 9 billion to spend. Hence why they're looking at selling. And here's the other question. Disney Plus is a failure. There's no if, buts, and ands about that. Problem is, the likes of FX and ABC and stuff, the shows that were on those networks were on separate networks this side of the world, in Europe. So here in Ireland, the UK, and other areas. Shows that those had. So take FX. We had FX here in this side of the world. And we had NCIS on it. We had the Orville on it. And whatever else is on there. ABC, I think Grey's Anatomy was on ABC. That was on one of the Sky channels here, this side of the world. Since Disney Plus launched on this side of the world, the whole FX channel is gone, and every show that was owned by Disney have been pulled off these networks and put on Disney Plus this side of the world. So Grey's Anatomy, 911, The Orville, NCIS, all that stuff is exclusively on Disney Plus this side of the world. But if he sells off those networks, that means them shows would go with them, which means they would have to come off of Disney Plus. So what would you, as a subscriber to it, this side of the world, be subscribing to? If you're cutting your costs with Sky or whoever you're with to go exclusively with Disney Plus because it basically had every show you were watching, all of a sudden all these shows are going to come off that network. So what, this side of the world, you're going to lose it off of Disney Plus? So why would you keep Disney Plus? Yeah, it's such a mess they've gotten themselves into. And Bob Iger, he's not a seller, he's a buyer. That's all he does, is he constantly buys things. He has put this company in such debt that there's no coming back from. Buying Lucasfilm for 4.6 billion was an absolute disaster for them, especially as it's a dead brand. They've killed everything. The last nail in the coffin was Indiana Jones. It's done. Marvel has just taken the biggest nosedive off of a cliff you've ever seen, where movies couldn't stop bringing in billions. Now they're lucky if they even hit 500 million. What a joke. Now, he's clearly not looking to sell them, and let's be honest, who's going to want to buy the tainted brands? No one wants to buy Lucasfilm because they're like, no, you killed the entire company, the merchandise and everything. You've killed it all. So it would be a lame duck to buy. But the networks and stuff, that's going to be really interesting. And they are really struggling to find money. And as we said, they are running out of time to come up with at least $9 billion to buy Hulu. What an absolute shit show Disney is. And I, for one, I'm loving it. And with that, I'll leave it there for this one. So cheers. I'll catch you in the next one.